Hello and welcome to Finance Skills Hub. Here we learn, we connect, and we grow. In this short video, we'll have a little discussion on how to solve one of the common date problems using Power Query. Let's get to this. Dates in Excel are essentially values or numbers. So if you have any date, let's use today's date, and you enter today's date. Because dates are numbers, they should be sitting aligned to the right. That's how Excel treats numbers. So when you enter any date, example, in my case, 31st December 2020, and this date is sitting on the left. Problem is that per my computer's date setting, which is actually DDYYY, this is not reading as a date, and that is why it is sitting to the left. So you need to understand first your computer's date setting, and you need to enter the date properly to align with that format. So when it happens like this, you cannot really use it as dates. So please check whether you are using the mm/dd/YYY setting or the dd/mmYYY setting, and then enter dates properly. That said, I have this date situation here. So you see that per my date setting, 23rd February 2016 needs to be written as 02/23/16. So when I enter it like this, then I'll be getting proper dates to work with. Now, how do I convert these dates? Put in the delimiters, the slashes, so I can get to use them as proper dates. We have to use the Power Query. Now, to load this data into Power Query, you just stand in any cell, go to data, and this layout is suitable for a table. So I can load using the From Table button. Excel would convert this range of cells into a table first, and when I click OK, my Power Query window opens. So Power Query basically helps you transform data that you load from Excel. Now you realize that when it opens up, a step has been applied. Power Query already changed the type. Now when it did this, it has erased the leading zeros, so I'm not able to get my numbers, the original numbers, to work with. So to get this back, I can go one step back. So I just get this original data. My job here is simple. I need to convert this date using a month, day, year format. I'll do this using the column from example, which is in the add column. So if you look on the tab, you see add column here. I select the date column and I go column from example. Now, column from example basically allows you to feed Power Query with a certain pattern. After selecting that particular column, you will use that pattern to generate a series of other values based on the pattern. So I'm now working on this date column. I want it to read 02/09/16 in the first example. I'll give a second example, 06/05/16. This should be enough. Power Query is intelligent enough to now pick this pattern and generate it for the rest of the cells. If I'm satisfied, I'll just click OK, and this new column has been added. Next thing I'm going to do is actually to change this format type to a proper date. I can do this by highlighting the top left corner and then change this to a date. So as you can see, it's nicely sitting on my right with the slash put in the date structure. Now that I'm done, I don't need this one. I can now remove this. I can also swap this around by holding and taking it to the left. I can rename my header and make this date, and if you like, you can now change this sales values to a whole number or decimal, depending on what you have in there. So my job here is done. If you notice, everything that I did here has been listed in applied steps. The idea is that when this data, original data grows, I don't have to go through this again. I just have to load the data and then refresh. Power Query will run all these steps again. So that's why you have these applied steps. The last thing I'm going to do is now to close and load this transformation into Excel. So I'll drop this down and then choose close and load to. It's still a table. I have the option to place it in this existing worksheet. So I'll do that side by side this original data so we can compare. And then I'll click OK. So after it loads, I can close this pane. I have something like this. So if you observe, this is now sitting properly as a date. I can highlight this and press Ctrl+Shift# to now convert this into a proper date. I couldn't do this with this one. Okay. With this, you can easily sort or arrange this earliest to latest and all that. So take the learning and then add it to your list of Excel tricks. For more of these short videos, you can send ad to this WhatsApp number. All our old videos are on our YouTube channel, Finest Skills Hub. Please visit any of our social media handles as well to connect with us. Thank you so much for watching.